Welcome back to One-on-One Sports. I'm now joined by our NFL experts, Matt Baum and Justin Biegel. Guys, we're going to go through some things. First up, players who deserve a contract extension. Justin, I'm going to go to you first.
Okay, now I know this guy struggled this past weekend, but I have to say that Joe Flacco, the Baltimore Ravens, deserves a contract extension. If you look at it, when you think of the Ravens offense, you think of Ray Rice running the ball up and down the field. But nowadays, defenders know his style, so Joe Flacco actually has to pass the ball to Torrey Smith and Anquan Bolden. And if you look at it, since Joe Flacco came into the league, he's taken the Ravens to the playoff every single year. And they gave Ray Rice a contract extension last season. I think this year, if they want to keep on making a playoff push, they have to re-sign Flacco.
Understandable. I'm going to go with a former Heisman Trophy winner, Reggie Bush. He was a bust with the Saints, and you insert him into the Dolphins system, and he's been outstanding. He's been one of the leading rushers and receivers coming out of the backfield last year, and he's doing it again this year. He's still averaging around 20 carries a game, and last year the Dolphins drafted they took a chance with Daniel Thomas, who's in his second year from Kansas State, and Reggie Bush is still the #1 back in Miami.
But don't forget that Reggie Bush did give up his Heisman.
He did, but look at how he's performing now.
He definitely has helped Tannehill, I'll agree.
Well, moving on to someone who maybe should be cut from their team. Matt, what do you think? Who are you going to
go with? I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs backup quarterback right now, Matt Cassel. Kansas City took a gamble by signing him to be their starting quarterback. He has 1 year of NFL experience. He did take the Patriots to the playoffs going 11-5, never played a college snap, and it's shown now, seeing that Romeo, who was on the staff with New England when Cassel started, inserted Brady Quinn as a starter.
I definitely think it's like a very unfortunate thing for Matt Cassel, because when we saw him come out when Brady got injured that season, he took the Patriots to the playoffs going 11-5. I think the reason why he was never successful in Kansas City was because he went to a team that did not have the pieces to be successful around him. They went to the playoffs in 2009 or 2010, excuse me, and they showed signs that they could be a great team. But Cassel has not had the pieces to be successful. That's why I think they put Brady Quinn in. And I mean,
but his offense right now is very talented. You have Jamal Charles, who's one of the most elusive backs.
You have Charles and you have Dwayne Bowe, but you don't have any offensive line. Peyton Hillis hasn't done much this year.
Point taken. I agree that the offensive line is not doing anything to help either Brady Quinn or Matt Cassel. But moving on, speaking of NFL, we have some coaches who either should get a contract extension or be fired. Who do you, Justin, I'm going to go to you. Who do you think deserves a contract extension?
Well, after last night, I have to say that Lovie Smith of the Chicago Bears definitely deserves a contract extension. If you look, the Bears right now are comfortably atop the NFC North. Their defense is #1 in the league in stopping the run and turnovers. And if you look on offense, Jay Cutler and Brandon Marshall are in sync. Matt Forte and Justin Bush are running the ball effectively. Michael Bush, excuse me. And the Bears look to be a big threat in the NFC this year, possibly represent us in the Super Bowl.
All right, see where you're coming from. What do you think?
I'm going to go with the team in the AFC, the Houston Texans. They've had the coach from the beginning, Gary Kubiak. He definitely deserves a contract extension. The team's playing very well. Look at last week. They destroyed the Baltimore Ravens. As going into the week, you had the two top teams with the best record in the AFC going to play. The week before, Houston got dismantled by Green Bay. Came back, they prepared well, and Kubiak has improved that team each year, and then if they didn't have injuries last year, they could have had a Super Bowl run. I wouldn't be surprised if they made it to the Super Bowl, although they're not going to beat the New England Patriots. We'll put it together.
We'll see what happens. I'm a Patriots fan, but I'm a little nervous about that. And then coaches who maybe should be fired, whose teams aren't doing so well this year. Matt, what do you think?
Oh, I'm going to have to go with one of my favorite coaches of all time, Rex Ryan.
Oh.
Guaranteed 3 Super Bowls, although the 2 of the times he's guaranteed the Super Bowls, they made it to the AFC Championship. But there's so much controversy with the quarterback. The team is not very well run. The players don't like him.
Being a Patriots fan, I'm sure you're really looking forward to having that happen, aren't you?
I have no opinion. We beat the Jets every time, so.
Well, I have to say Norv Turner of the San Diego Chargers, the fact that he's still even an NFL coach at this point in his career just astounds me.
He should be an
He's
offensive coordinator.
He's only had 2 great seasons, if you think about it. In 2007, when LaDainian Tomlinson had that record-breaking year, they lost to the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. And then in 2009, they went 13-3 and then lost in the first round of the playoffs. I mean, if you look at the Chargers, especially this year, blowing a 24-point lead at halftime to Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos, I mean, the pieces around them have fallen apart. They lost Vincent Jackson. They lost Antonio Cromartie and LT. I mean, he really has not been able to keep his team together, and they have not shown it on the field at all.
I think the problem with that is Norv Turner is an offensive guru. Although unfortunately his defense is doing well this year. He just can't put together a full game with his team.
Well, you are sitting with two Patriots fans. I'm going to have to agree with Matt. Rex Ryan, I think, needs to go. But it's time for us to take a quick timeout. But stay tuned for our next segment on superstitions in sports. Should be a good one.